Alright everyone, huge news has just hit the Wuthering Waves scene. We finally have the full kit reveals for the upcoming free anniversary banners, giving us our first genuine glimpse into how Hiyuki and Denia actually function on the battlefield. In this breakdown, I will be providing a comprehensive summary of their mechanics, their projected best-in-slot teams for launch, and an analysis of their overall meta value. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on all things Wuthering Waves, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and toggle those notifications. We are providing 24/7 coverage as the anniversary draws near, and with a flood of new content on the horizon, you won't want to miss a beat. Let's dive straight into the details, as these anniversary units are looking incredibly promising. To start with a broad overview, Hiyuki is slated for the Phase 1 anniversary banner. She is a 5-star Glacio sword user designed primarily as a main DPS. Her gameplay tags, Resonance Liberation Damage, and Glacio Chafe confirm that her kit is heavily centered around interacting with Glacio-specific negative status effects. On the flip side, Denia occupies a very different niche. Functioning as a fusion rectifier character, she leans into a sub-DPS and support role. Her kit tags include Resonance Liberation Damage, Tune Strain Response, Fusion Burst Damagification, and Traction. This means that rather than competing for the same spot, these two characters are actually built to bolster entirely different team archetypes right out of the gate. Taking a closer look at Hiyuki, her kit appears far more sophisticated than the community initially anticipated. Everything revolves around the Glacio negative status. This debuff serves as the engine for her entire kit, with her abilities offering crowd control, damage amplification, and team synergy whenever enemies are affected by it. Most importantly, Hiyuki utilizes two distinct combat states, her standard form and her white form. Similar to Cartethia's transformation, Hiyuki can remain in her white form indefinitely. This stance only ends when you trigger her massive Resonance Liberation ultimate, which we saw in the official gameplay. Because of this, Hiyuki is a high field time carry whose enhanced attacks, freezing effects, and enemy grouping tools make her a monster in multi-target scenarios. Her utility also extends to her outro skill, which provides a significant team-wide buff. It increases the Glacio damage dealt by teammates, excluding Hiyuki herself, by 20% for 20 seconds against enemies suffering from the Glacio negative status. This makes her an excellent foundation for future-proofing Glacio teams. Regarding her launch teams, you'll likely want to run Hiyuki as your main DPS, alongside Len as a sub-DPS. For the support slot, Chisa is the preferred choice due to her synergy with negative status effects, though Morny, Verena, or Shorekeeper remain viable universal options. Looking ahead to version 3.4, her projected best-in-slot team will likely feature Lucilla as a dedicated Glacio sub-DPS, creating a formidable elemental core. Shifting focus to Denia, her identity as a rotation enabler is now much clearer. She is built around fusion burst amplification and the tune break mechanic introduced in version 3.0. Unlike a traditional damage dealer, Denia is designed to massively buff whichever character swaps in after her. She can toggle between fusion burst mode and tune strain response mode, allowing her to adapt her buffs based on the team's needs. Her outro skill is particularly potent. If she exits while in fusion burst mode, the next character receives a 40% fusion burst damage amplification for 30 seconds. In tune strain response mode, the incoming character gets a base 15% all damage amplification for 16 seconds, which jumps to a staggering 40% if that character triggers a tune effect during the buff duration. Because of the specific requirements of her 40% all damage buff, Luke and Line are currently the primary beneficiaries of Denia's kit, as they can reliably trigger the necessary tune effects. Furthermore, Denia provides the missing link for the Emeth Fusion Burst team, finally filling that high-value sub-DPS slot. In essence, Denia is a versatile bridge for both fusion and tune-heavy compositions. The best part of this dual release is the lack of role overlap. Hiyuki is your dedicated Glacio carry, while Denia is the technical support for fusion and tune archetypes. You don't necessarily need both to make one function, which is a relief for players worried about their Astrite savings. Ultimately, your pulling strategy should depend on which team archetype you enjoy most. If you need a Glacio powerhouse and plan to pull for Lucilla in 3.4, Hiyuki is a fantastic investment. If you are already running Emeth, Line, or Luke and want to maximize their damage ceiling, Denia is the clear winner. We are still waiting on official scaling and raw numbers, which should be revealed in the coming weeks as the update draws closer. This 3.3 patch is looking incredibly stacked, and with the Cyberpunk collaboration lurking right after the 3.4 update, resource management is going to be key. As we wait for the final translations and details on their signature weapons and echo sets, the hype continues to build. I'll be sure to provide a more technical breakdown once the official localized data is available. For now, that covers everything we know about the 3.3 anniversary banners. Let me know in the comments who you are planning to pull for, or if you are holding out for the collab. If you found this summary helpful, give the video a like and subscribe for more updates. There is a lot more info coming next week, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.